Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi. You don't need that. It's all once. At a certain net worth in life, rich people will always find something to sell you, okay? When you got money, you know what time it is. Stop making these people, these families rich who don't even know you, who don't even give a shit about your music or your culture. I'm rocking Gucci, I'm rocking Louis, blah, like, fuck that shit, man. You ain't getting a cut off this Gucci and Louis. They look at you like a freaking peasants. If it wasn't for rap, I don't think these brands would be as famous as they are right now.
Let's get the people money.
And today we're gonna be reacting to how Gucci fell from high fashion to discount rack. Let's go. Subscribe to the channel, yo. Keyboard money.
This is the image that Gucci would like to project.
Gucci doesn't belong in an art. It belongs in a museum.
I could have my Gucci on with the Gucci back row.
Gucci, 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 please. Gucci, please.
Gucci is that brand that makes people think they want
Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi, Prada.
and be adventurous and be unconventional.
But behind the scenes, things have been a bit less glamorous.
Still in shock from Gucci's dramatic slowdown.
Gucci sales falling 20% in Asia.
A steep drop in sales at its...
Wait. When was this video drop, man? When was this video drop, bruh? 1 month ago? That can't be right, because isn't the richest person right now that dude that owns LVMH or whatever that company is? Hey Siri.
Uh-huh.
Who's the richest man on earth right now?
French businessman Bernard Arnault.
Solve world hunger, right? What can you do with that kind of money? All these people that are on this list, they're broke compared to the richest people in this world, man. People like Vladimir Putin. That's one of the richest people in this world. He's not going to be on that fucking list because they can't, that list, his numbers can't, this dude is a trillionaire. Vladimir Putin. Motherfucker rich as fuck, bruh. He owns he runs a fucking country with the army, with nuclear weapons. Like, he's rich. Then there's people like North Korea's Kim Jong-un, whatever is Kim Jong-un. That dude is, those people are not going to be on this list. Saudi Arabia princesses and shit. Saudi Arabia kings and shit. Jordanian kings and princes and whatever shit. Not no Forbes list type money. They got money beyond freaking Forbes list, bro. The German elite. I was watching this documentary about the BMW group, the VW group. Like, these dudes is rich, bro.
So how did Gucci and the $50 billion conglomerate that owns it fall from high fashion to the discount rack? While Gucci is an icon of Italian fashion, it's been owned by the French company Kering.
They have other storied brands like Yves Saint Laurent and Bottega Veneta and Balenciaga. Gucci is really the mothership for the company.
Kering was founded by
Balenciaga too,
who built the company through acquisitions over several decades. He's now 87, and his son, Francois-Henri, has taken over.
He's well known because he hangs out quite a lot on the red carpets. His wife is Salma Hayek, the actress and producer.
Now, Kering's big rival is
She's just waiting for the money, man. Look at that body, bro.
LVMH.
Look at this shorty's body and look at that dude. Goes to show you, when you got money, you know what time it is.
The owner of Louis Vuitton and Christian Dior, among others. That company is run by Bernard Arnault. So there's a duopoly in the French fashion world, with LVMH under Arnault on one side and Kering under Pinault on the other. That rivalry really came to a head in the late 90s when Arnault had set his sights on acquiring Gucci for LVMH.
And that was the point when Tom Ford and Domenico De Sole were running Gucci as a public company, and they didn't want Mr. Arnault to have it. And they ended up signing an agreement with Francois Pinault, the father, who was the white knight who came in.
So initially they bought a 40% stake in Gucci, and eventually they bought the rest of it after a lot of acrimonious moves against LVMH.
During that era, Kering was about the same size as LVMH. In the years since, they've had different trajectories. With savvy deal-making and management, LVMH's value has soared to $450 billion, while Kering's hasn't.
LVMH's market cap nowadays is about 10 times bigger than Kering's. Kering is very dependent on Gucci. Basically, about 50% of its sales come from Gucci, but more than 2/3 of operating profit come from Gucci.
So when Gucci is suffering, the whole company is suffering.
At LVMH, it's slightly different. Louis Vuitton generates about a quarter of total sales, but it's about half of total profitability. The fact that LVMH is less dependent on one single brand provides more stability.
Balenciaga 12 right after Gucci. So how's Gucci suffering? It's better than Louis Vuitton. I mean, the company might be suffering, but the brand itself is not suffering. I mean, you want Gucci to go back on top? Pay one of these rappers, man. I mean, rap music, I'm sorry to say this, but most African Americans, black music, rap music is what promotes most of these brands. If it wasn't for rap, I don't think these brands would be as famous as they are right now. Versace, Medusa, Hey Dorme, like I'm Illuminati. That's why I like it when Lil Wayne and them do truck fit. T.I. did, what was that? He had a brand, whatever. I think it was Kango or some shit. Nelly with apple bottoms. I like that, you know. Stop making these people, these families rich who don't even know you, who don't even give a shit about your music or your culture. Stop making them rich, bro. Stop making Balenciaga and them rich. They build generational wealth from your sweat and tears and labor. You in there writing a song, I'm rocking Gucci, I'm rocking Louis, blah, like, fuck that shit, man. You ain't getting a cut off this Gucci and Louis. They look at you like a freaking peasant.
Since 2022, the performance at Gucci and therefore Kering has really suffered. Sales have missed a number of times, and the stock price has really tumbled.
The success of Louis Vuitton has meanwhile helped turn Bernard Arnault into, at times, the richest person in the world. And his was a very different strategy.
So, I mean, in some ways, Louis Vuitton has a more classic image and positioning. LVMH has been at this longer. They are really total pros in this game.
There's a difference between luxury and fashion. In fashion, for instance, you're relying on trends, whereas in luxury, you rely on timeless, on heritage products that basically stand the test of time.
That's what differentiates top-tier luxury brands, such as Louis Vuitton and Hermes.
A typical luxury product, for instance, is the Birkin bag by Hermes, which was created in the 1980s. And that is still very much sought after. You know, one single bag can cost more than 10,000 euros.
With some of
That's cap, man. That's just like... There's this dude who said one thing, right? Here's what he said. He said, rich people will always find something to sell you, okay? Why buy a $2,000 belt? Okay, if you're a millionaire, that's fine, okay? But I have friends right now that live paycheck to paycheck but want to buy these expensive belts, which is stupid. Just buy a freaking China-made belt, man. It's the same shit. It's going to hold your pants anyway, right? For example, Bill Gates, there's always going to be somebody who's going to be like, but hey, Bill Gates, listen, there's this Ferrari right here. This Ferrari is one of one. And guess what? It's $10 million. It's going for auction. And then a billionaire will be like, oh yeah, let me have that. So I can be the only one in the world, you know, because at that, at every level of wealth you are, there's always somebody who's going to want to sell you something because of the level that you're at. At every level, there's always going to be something you don't have and you think you need. You don't need that. It's all once. At a certain net worth in life, things just turn from needs to wants. Okay? You stop needing things. You just start wanting it. Just because you can afford it, you start wanting it. So once you've taken care of all your needs, now it's all about wants. You don't need it. You want it. You want a Lamborghini. You want a Ferrari. You want a Patek. You want all these. You don't need none of this shit. Okay? If you have a freaking Benz BMW, you don't need a freaking Lamborghini or any of like you want. You don't even need a Benz or a BMW. Okay? You want those things. But hey, it is what it is. Let's go. But like my point was, at every stage in life, there's always going to be somebody who's going to want to sell you something. Doesn't matter if you're a billionaire. There's always going to be somebody who's going to be like, oh yeah, you're a billionaire, but guess what? I got this one of this, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? You can stay on the palms in Dubai. Like, there's always going to be something. You could grow and build your own brand instead of rocking these old, instead of making other families rich. You know what I mean? You making other people, you securing their kids' future. Secure your kids' future. Build your own brand. If you like clothes so much, these things like create your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stop supporting other people's families. I don't even know you. Just like what these rappers do. Oh yeah, Gucci, Louis, Versace. They don't even know you. Don't even care about you, bro. They don't even know the struggle in the hood where you're coming from. Why are you supporting and making them rich instead of creating your own brand, your own fashion?
Let's get the Kibo money.